January 20th. Getting set up here, so while I'm getting set up, I'm hoping that I could promote my YouTube channel, Cargo Bike David, and also I do little shorts on Instagram, try to keep everyone apprised of the goofiness that happens on the cargo bike. Email me at cargobikedavid@gmail.com. Another beautiful morning. The haze kind of dropped in. Yeah, I want to get some more people over to my website too. That's I have some music and some old hands-off cuts, audio cuts, things like that. And it's Pono, not porno, so don't be afraid. There's no porno on the site. And Pono in Hawaiian means righteous, so that is the gist of my website. Very big day in American history today. We inaugurate a new president. But before that, I just want to say hi to my mom. I love you, and I'm glad you're in the safe care of my sister Diane. We're very fortunate to have her looking after you. You're both looking pretty fantastic, I've seen from our FaceTimes and postings like that. So, Mom and Diane, I love you very, very much. Yeah, and before we get on, it is time for hey, what's that smell? And it's closer to 6 a.m. than I normally get. So it's the haze dropped in, so it smells a little moist, almost like rain. It's cleared up a little bit, but it was a little hazy over the bay. Kind of cool looking. Not quite foggy. So back to prayers for people. My brother Tony and my brother from another mother, Mitch, are continuing their recoveries from their second bouts with cancer-related issues, and just continue to wish them well. And you know, we have to thank God for the abilities that He gives to men and women in the medical field to be able to help us defeat these types of problems. And let's make this a little bit easier here. Yes, get out my seeing eye dog. So last week on December 37th or January 6th, a lot of people did some goofy stuff in Washington and just kind of wondering what they were thinking. And there's probably a lot of people that wanted to go there and be a part of it. And yeah, what were you thinking? Replace democracy with what? More democracy, and a little bit more democracy? Maybe your democracy. Good morning. You know, we're very fortunate in the United States to have a democratic republic. That means majority wins, with our representatives declaring those majorities. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to, if you don't like what's going on, vote, call your representative. It's just the political system that's emulated around the world. So to call it, well, you know, a lot of us are being told that it's fake this, fake that. A lot of name calling. It's really unfortunate. So a referee calls a penalty on me and I go to the penalty box and I have to think about it. But you know, for the first 10-15 seconds, I'm yelling at the ref. It's like, you're blind. What did you see? What I did? It wasn't a foul. It wasn't a penalty. La da 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 da. But at the end of the story, I respect the officiating. I respect the rules. I sit down in the penalty box and I take my 2 minutes. Or if the other team scores a goal, I get out early. But that didn't happen too often. Our team was pretty good shorthanded, so they like me in the penalty box. So my next wonder, and people are talking about this, so I really don't need to blab on it, is like, who did not see this coming? I saw it coming. Hey, Anna, Las Vegas. How's our Raiders doing? There's always next year. Still gotta love them, silver and black. I'll give my blood. So 5 years of calculated rhetoric. Everybody does it. I mean, all you have to do is call people names. There's an old adage that says, if you tell, yeah, 500's good at it. If you tell a white lie over and over and over again, and you say it loud enough, long enough, people will eventually start to believe it. So, you know, I always promote, look at both sides, look in the mirror, all their stuff. We had a couple of games there, Anna, that should have, would have, could have won, but that's, again, sports are a microcosm of life. You win some, you lose some. So, like a lot of our mentors said, just get up. The other adage that I always talk about is you just got to wake up in the morning. If you want to succeed at your job, the number one first thing you got to do is to show up. So just, hey people, let's show up. Really, instead of all these crappy stats here, I'm gonna wave to all our peoples here. Good morning, Mr. San Leandro. We got traffic at the marina today. You can kind of see across the bay almost. I think, actually that's the Oakland airport. Anyway, gonna sit on the fence, but honestly, we all have to be tired of this crap, and it's not if you look at it, it's really not politically based. It's all based on wealth, power, and greed, and that's a sad thing because we're the ones that allow it to happen. Jeff Bezos couldn't be a billionaire if we didn't spend our money on his products. Same with Facebook and all these other guys. But the fact of the matter is, we have the power to change the rules. Our Congress has the power to change the rules. You don't have to just sue them, just change the rules to make it more fair for everybody, right? Change the rules. It's almost that simple, except for the fact that the people with the money already have the pockets. Like I mentioned before, if my $50 donated to my representative would get me a phone call and my influence and get me a tax break favor, that would be great. But the fact is that somebody else comes up with $50,000 to that same representative and says, well, I want a tax break for my corporation. So change the rules. The underlying problem in the world is basically greed. That's what it comes down to. With this lopsided kind of stuff, we have to figure out a way to balance it, because it's, talk about the interconnectedness of all things. It's all interconnected. You know, if we have extreme wealthy people on this side, you know we're going to have extreme poverty on this other side. We need to fix that somehow. You know, one wealthy billionaire type person said that she didn't want to be remembered for her philanthropy. She wanted to be living in a world where she didn't have to be philanthropic. Living in a world where she didn't have to be philanthropic. I think that makes sense, right? There she is, my mom. Hi, Mommy. I love you. That's awesome. Hopefully we can tweak the tax code and get some people back on their feet. Homelessness is an American problem. And there's homeless around the world, but it's definitely the lopsided donut, the lopsided wheel that's doing it. So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I asked a question about why I titled this little Wednesday shenanigans, What's That Smell? 6 a.m. And a dear friend of mine got the first part right, and that's because when you ride down the Bay Trail here, you can smell the methane, because frankly, it used to be the dumps. And I think when I was 7 or 8 years old, I used to ride my bike over the dumps before it was a golf course. It probably smelled back then, but I was 8 years old and I was riding my bike over hills and mounds and having a blast in the mud. Now it's kind of just seeping there, and what comes up is methane gas. That's kind of like when your dog lets one rip. Anyway, that was one part of the question. The other part, I'm going to give you the answer now, is the first movie, Tomb Raider. There's a scene where Lady Laura Croft comes out to the trailer where one of her accomplices lives, knocks on the door, and he opens the door and he goes, "What's that smell?" And she said with a British accent, "Well, it's 5 a.m. He goes, "Oh, I always wondered what that smelled like." So anyway, What's That Smell 6 a.m. is based on those two things. The methane on the Bay Trail. I'm sure Mr. Carpenter has ridden that Bay Trail a few times on his bicycle. And the other one was the Tomb Raider scene where it's 5 a.m. So that's pretty much it. Just want to pray for a safe day. We got more people cruising by here. It's terrible that we have to live in fear of each other. We shouldn't have to live in fear of each other. You know, I'm not afraid to have a conversation with people, agree to disagree. My buddy Michael Baker and I do that all the time. You have to work things out and pray that we work things out safe and sane. I don't want to see Americans harming other Americans mentally, verbally, physically, and all that stuff. Let's be a part of the solution. Anyway, it should be a good day. The temperature should be pretty nice. Also got to pray for some rain here in California and some snow up in the mountains. I guess it's supposed to be getting cold. But anyway, it's getting time for me to get on my bike and ride. Mom, thanks for joining. Kevin, good to see you. Anna, always a pleasure. Peace to you all. Thanks for watching. Check out YouTube, subscribe, tonomedia.com for some musical mind stuff that will help you relax. So check all that out. Send me a message. I'd love to hear from you guys. I love to just talk it up. And if you want to play some cribbage, you got to catch up to Laura and myself at the San Leandro Marina. We have some fun, and we get to see some friends while we're down there. So have a great day. You all have a good day. I'm going to sign off. Peace, love, all that other stuff, rock and roll. Lucy, Lucy, class of 78. There's my partner, Sweeney. Number 8 now. Where the heck are you, Virginia? Jesus whiz. I was going through some old photos, Sweeney. Gonna have to like send them over.